Good morning. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies Monday Morning Stand-Up. 5 minutes to get your week off to a great start and potentially give you something to help make you a more effective leader. Today's topic, we're going to continue with planning and strategies. We started with that last week. I'm Gary Simon. I'm an executive coach, and I work with high-performing leaders like you all the time to help them build clarity around who they are, how they lead, so they can be more effective. Check it out. New venue today, out down in Florida, visiting my mom down in the Villages. So, planning and priorities. We talked a little bit about that last week, but I want to get a little more operational. How to make this operational, so that way you can do it every single day and make sure that you get it where you want. So where we ended up with, we talked about planning and priorities, and that priorities actually make boundaries for you. They kind of help set things up for you, put boundaries around what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. So let's start by asking this question. How well do you think you manage your calendar? Scale 0 to 10. Give yourself a number. This is one of the things I think I actually do pretty well. When I am working with folks and they're having trouble meeting priorities, one of the first places we'll go is to take a look at their calendar. So look at your calendar, look at your daily calendar today, or think about it, and think about your weekly calendar. If you looked at that, how well does that calendar reflect your priorities? If you say, then I'm going to say you're probably having trouble getting your priorities met, meeting those goals, because we said priorities put boundaries around what you're doing. And this is the place where you set your boundaries. You set your boundaries in your calendar. On your calendar, who else can put things on your calendar besides you? And are you good with them putting on, or are you sometimes frustrated with that? For me, I have clients that can just make appointments. They can make appointments on their own on my calendar, and I want them to. So I've set that time aside. So when they put an appointment on there, they have now set my priority for that particular time, and they set boundaries around it. So your calendar I think your calendar should reflect what your priorities are. So if you need to give up control for those. If not, you need to take control back on your calendar. So those are two big concepts. So I'm going to go back and so think about your calendar. How do you do your planning right now? How do you do your planning? Weekly, monthly, quarterly, daily? What works for you? So what I always think about is, I'm going to go back to a time when I was the head of a private school. And when I was a head, I had a calendar in my hand every single day of what I was going to do. When you're in a school, the school schedule goes on without you. It just goes. So if I needed to meet with a teacher who's on lunch duty in the cafeteria at that time, if I got busy, I missed them. They're gone because the school day just marches on. So I needed to be there at a certain time. I wanted to observe a class. I wanted to meet a sporting event. I wanted to meet with a student during a certain period. You needed to do it. So I have taken that mentality to my business, which I initially moved to my business. I didn't do that. Now I've gone back to that. Calendar every day shows my priorities, what I have. So think about yourself as you think about, okay, are my priorities reflected? And what time frame should I set for my planning? So we're operationalizing what we talked about last week. Planning, priorities, boundaries. I'll give you what I do. I have a framework for a week. And there are routines. I have certain morning routines that I do. I have routines on certain days. I teach a class on Thursday night. I do planning for that class at a certain time. I do videos. This is a priority for me at a certain time. So what works for you? What would be a framework that if you built for a week? I recommend always starting with a week. What should a week look like? And can you template that out for a number of weeks? Then I always have a month. When I sit down and plan every Friday afternoon, I take a look at, all right, where am I? What did I accomplish? What's behind me? Now, what's in front of me? What's in front of me for next week? And I look at the whole month. I look at 4 weeks. Then I look really closely at next week. And then, obviously, every day, the night before, I take a look at, okay, what's my day look like? Am I ready? Am I ready for tomorrow? So what would that do for you if you were able to put a template in for the week, i.e., we eat dinner at grandma's every Sunday from 1 to 4 o'clock. That's a big rock that needs to be put in there. That's an immovable object. So how do you operationalize your priorities? I think it's on your calendar. I think that's a good place to have it because I believe that drives that drives your daily schedule. Hope you found that helpful. Just one way to make things operational and potentially be a better leader. Thanks for listening. See you next Monday morning, 8:30. Have a great week.